Hi, my name is Marc Belaiche. I'm president of TorontoJobs.ca. Do you get nervous before an interview? Are you prepared for what an organization may ask you? In this short video, I'm going to share with you some interviewing tips if you're a job seeker and you're looking for a position. So I'm going to break it down into three parts: before the interview, during the interview, and after the interview. So before the interview, it all starts with being prepared for any type of question. So there's generally three types of questions. A standard interview question, which is a pretty straightforward question, which may revolve around your background, your experience, salary. Tell me about yourself. Second type of question would be a behavioral interview type question. And that would be, give me an example of a time when you did this, or what you did, or explain a little bit more about your background on a certain topic. And the third type of interview question is what I call a wildcard interview question. And these are questions that you can't really prepare for, but you should think about how you may respond to them. So for example, how many gas stations are in Toronto? If you were an animal, what kind of animal would that be? So you want to be prepared for those kind of questions. And for the behavioral interview questions, coming back to those kinds of questions, tell me about a situation, you use a STAR principle. So just Google that and you'll find out what that is, the STAR principle. Also, before the interview, what you want to do is be prepared to ask the interview questions as well. So ask them about the position. Why is the position open? What's the future of the role? What systems are they using? Maybe they can describe a little bit about the team and the culture. And then also be prepared for video interviews in advance. And these days, video interviews are mainly the way people interview, companies and organizations interview. So be prepared for that. And I did do another interview on video interviews and preparing for that. So you might want to check that out also on our Facebook page at TorontoJobs.ca. In advance, you should also research the company and industry in advance. What trends are going on? What's happening with the company? Any news that you can find about that company, and more. And also in advance, practice. Have somebody help you, ask you questions, ask them to give you some feedback, ask them for advice, and so on. So during the interview itself, typically the first few minutes are the most important. That's when an interview usually makes the decision as to whether you're going to be the right fit or not for them. What you also want to do right up front is thank them for their time, to spend the time interviewing you. Smile and be positive and confident. If you're meeting them in person, have a firm handshake, but don't be arrogant. Speak clearly and concisely when answering questions. Watch for body language. The person's face, in the case of a video interview, should give you an idea whether the person's listening to you or not. So watch for their facial expressions. Watch for their body language if it's an in-person interview. Anticipate your shortcomings or weaknesses for the role and address those concerns even if they're not brought up by the interviewer. So if you know you're deficient in a certain area, perhaps a skill, years of experience, or whatever it is, make sure to bring that up and explain what you're going to do to compensate for that shortcoming. Be genuine also during interviews. Take a moment to think about your answers before you answer an interviewer's question. Definitely don't speak poorly of your last boss, manager, or company. And usually it's not a good time, especially in a first interview or later even, to bring up compensation. Let the interviewer bring up compensation, salary, hourly rate, etc. Think positive as well. Think positive that you're going to get the position. And that will come across, that you're confident, but not arrogant. Show enthusiasm for the company and the position, and finish the interview off by saying you're definitely interviewed in the position and the opportunity, and don't forget to ask your questions that you prepared beforehand. After the interview, you want to send a thank you letter or a thank you email and follow up if you haven't heard. Give the company a call, the organization a call, the person that you met with, and find out if you had a chance, if they've made a decision, and so on. A lot of times I've had people call me after an interview a week or two later, and it reminds me, oh yeah, this person might be good for the role, or maybe something has changed between the time they were interviewed and the time that they're talking to me on the phone. So make sure to follow up both by email within 24 hours of the interview, and then by phone perhaps a week, 7 to 10 days after the actual interview. In conclusion, most people don't prepare enough for interviews. I meet a lot of people and they don't prepare well enough for it. You got to prepare, and practice. Preparation is the key for you on your way to acing an interview. So again, my name is Marc Belaiche. I'm president of TorontoJobs.ca. I'd encourage you to visit our website at TorontoJobs.ca, post your resume, search and apply to positions, and sign up for job mail alerts so that way you find out what's happening and opportunities that are coming right to your inbox. You can also check out my book called Tales from the Recruiter. You can visit the website at talesfromtherecruiter.ca. And also, finally, you can visit all our social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Check out our postings, what we share, and so on. So thanks for watching. Have a great day and stay safe.